Do we have any comments to address? Sorry, yes.
People like it, it's fun.
Yeah. Oh, I'm glad everybody's enjoying themselves and enjoying us being absolute blinking idiots.
Yeah.
How is everybody feeling at the table? How are we all doing?
Absolutely shattered.
In desperate need of a long rest.
Well, I believe you collapsed and just
Yeah,
kind of
you're having
started
a long
one,
rest.
regardless of whether you want one or not.
All these buzzes are mostly Zeds.
Oh, have you snuggled into Adolin?
Aww.
Yeah.
Oh.
Is everybody kind of going with the vibe of a long rest here
Yes.
then in this?
I mean, unless we're explicitly told, right, here's the deal, this needs to happen, and I think that we're not at our best right now.
No.
We need to sleep.
It feels like the people in charge are still figuring out how to do things. And there's not much more we can do to help with any of it at the moment.
Was there any point in having a short rest if we're going to go to sleep?
Depends if you get to complete the long rest.
Good point.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Your short rest might be
Good.
all we're going to get.
Interested, yeah.
I have an orange slice.
Oh yeah, totally. Just before I go to sleep as well.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Oh no, I've used this once or twice. I've got a one-off locate object charge, and I would like, as I'm dozing off to sleep, to use it to try and find the location of the cup.
Oh, that's not at all what I thought you were going to say.
Oh, what did you think I was going for?
Clifford's raincoat.
Raincoat.
That's what we were talking about in the group
God,
chat.
it was.
Yeah.
How could you forget about Clifford and his raincoat?
I'm just having such a.
They're probably in the same place.
Are they?
That's why I said probably.
They're probably not very far apart.
I get Heroes Feast. I forgot.
The material components.
I know, but I'm capable of it now.
Sick.
Holy shit.
Where's
yeah.
this cup?
Locate object. I've held the thing, right? So
Yeah.
would you say I'm familiar enough with it now for that to qualify?
Can you read me the wording, please?
Yeah, totally. Describe a name and object that is familiar to you. You sense the direction to its location as long as it is within 1,000 feet. And if it's in motion, you know the direction of its motion. It can locate a specific object known to you as long as you've seen it up close within 30 feet at least once. This is a specific object and I've held it, so
Yeah.
I'd say we meet that.
Yeah.
And it can't locate an object if any thickness of lead, even a thin sheet, blocks a direct path.
Okay.
So 1,000 feet is something like, what, a third of a mile? I feel like that's probably enough to get most of the temple complex.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm hoping it'll ping the direction somewhere in the building.
Okay, so does this require a spell cast? Are you ritual casting this, sorry?
So this is part of that, not quite feat. The little card you gave us with you get a boost to your thing in a paladin spell.
Yeah.
Boon.
The
boon. Yeah. I took that to mean that this is like an innate spell that I can just kind of cast. The only material component is a force twig.
Do you have the wording of that?
Where's your
The
boon?
boon? I know the paper one's on your desk.
What was that boon again? Is that this guy?
Yeah. You learn one first or second level spell from the paladin spell list. You learn it and can cast it at its lowest level once per long rest.
Okay, that's the bit I need, yeah.
You can also cast it using any spell slots you have access to.
Yeah. Okay.
I have none. So this is my one-off charge.
Okay. Okay, that's very interesting. Okay. Okay, so you're doing this from where the relief center is?
Literally from my bed.
From your bed. Okay.
As I'm going to sleep, I'm like, let's see if it's nearby.
Okay.
Bing,
Like radar.
bing, bing.
Okay. So I think something very unusual would happen with this.
Oh shit! Okay,
Okay. So
it's inside the room. The coil is coming
have
from.
you done
Hold tight.
locate object before? Or have you seen anybody do it before?
I did this once unsuccessfully when we were roaming the docks district,
Oh yeah.
trying to find the cup.
Okay, so you know how the spell should operate and you know how it should feel. It should be like a tug to tell you roughly where to go, right?
I imagine it's quite a lot like Favoured Foe at the moment as well. In that I get, because Favoured Foe now gives me a direction.
Like a little internal compass.
Yeah, just kind of like, it's that way.
Okay, so you know that it should be like an innate internal thing
Yeah.
that is like, this is how this should feel.
Yeah.
I think it takes like an action to cast this or something, or 10 minutes?
10-minute duration, it's an action to cast.
An action to cast. So you sit and you're, oh yeah, I should do that. I should figure out with a cup. That's a good idea. Yeah, let's do that. Sit and focus for a second and cast the spell. And I think you'd hear a scream from within the room before you. So like, you closed your eyes to try and focus in on this feeling, cast the spell, wait a minute, or a few seconds,
Yeah.
nothing happens, there's no innate pull in your like compass.
Yeah.
And then this scream cuts through and you open your eyes and like squatting in front of you, like essentially on your bed, is this like curled up like tiny little impish creature with little wings and
What the hell?
It sits up at you and goes, in Inferno, and goes, name.
What? What the hell?
Definitely have stopped playing and I'm watching this instead.
What in the one
Hand
hell?
goes straight to sword hilt.
What did you do?
I looked for the cop.
It would just be looking at you and name.
Adolin. Who?
Right, this way, and would get up and would start
What the fuck?
through the temple, and you'd see like a lot of other knights have like seen this and start to draw swords and starting to descend upon this creature.
I've got kind of like one hand on my sword and I go, second. Where are you taking me?
Where you wanted to go? What did you think?
Aha! So this is how it works, huh? They just
Yeah.
tell you.
Just a second. That's not usually how this works.
Do I look like I give a shit? Are you coming or what?
I like this guy.
Come on,
Is
I
it-
haven't got all day.
Is it far?
How am I supposed to know? I'm just taking you.
Who told you to do this?
You did! You cast the spell, idiot!
This guy's got.
Oh, I never got a guide before.
Well, you're welcome.
Are you going to show up every time I cast this?
How am I supposed to know?
Uh,
Are we going or what? And like, this is a conversation
Yeah.
just happening in Infernal as this creature is just like,
Adolin.
and all these knights are like starting to like be like, he's talking Infernal.
This
He's
looks really
talking
bad.
Infernal.
Yeah. I would assume that because this spell only works on objects within 1,000 feet, that this has worked. That the cup is within 1,000 feet, and this little impish thing is trying to take me to it.
Ask if it existed before you did the spell.
It's so.
Did you just
it's
pop
so
into existence
dark.
now, or do you have like other things to be doing?
Of course I've got other shit to be doing. You're interrupting my day. Can we get on with this?
This is so.
I'm-
love this guy.
I'm-
Sorry, do you need me? Or
Can
did
we
you just do this for
adopt
shits
him?
and giggles? Can I go back?
You can go.
Thanks. Fuck you. And it would just vanish.
I'm not ready to like take on Arm of a Light Wielder. I don't think any of us are. And then I'm just gonna put my sword down, look up to all the
There's
nerdy.
like 6 guards that have got blades trained on you at this point.
I took an elective in Infernal during training,
Oh,
and that
Did you know that creature?
I have never seen that creature before in my life.
No, officer.
I say like, look, that was a spell I've cast a lot of times before.
What did you cast?
Locate object.
Huh.
I've lost something, and it's never provided a guide.
You can roll me a persuasion check with disadvantage, please.
Disadvantage.
You were speaking Infernal.
I took an elective. The Knights of Ash, they teach Infernal.
They're a little twitchy right now.
Disadvantage
Disadvantage.
on persuasion.
Mm-hmm.
Cool, disadvantage on a -1.
Oh,
That's a 17 and a 14 for a 13.
13. Okay. I think they would like... A lot of them would lower their weapons. The more senior of maybe the 7 that have grouped around you would step forwards and say, I think you should come with me.
Hey, look, I know how this looks.
And you know you should come with me.
oh boy.
Ursho, can you be a character witness?
Ursula would stand up and say, what do you want me to say?
I don't know. It looks like he's being just. He's not evil,
I
but I feel like it's got more weight coming from you.
He's not evil? And you see the knight like look at him and be like,
That's so uncompelling.
Who are you?
notice that he's like in Light Raven uniform and stuff like that, because they're all kitted out in their Light Raven like armor and stuff at this point because they're going to war kind of thing. But he sort of looked at you. Like, you can see clearly you're in a Knight of Ash.
Yeah.
Like thing. You're wearing your holy symbol and stuff like that, and he just look at you, but look, we'll just go and report it.
Okay.
Alright, come on.
Alright, fine. Let's get this over with. But does this guy look like a paladin?
What do you
As
mean by
opposed
that?
to...
Does he have access to the mechanic known as divine sense?
I don't think you would know that by looking at him. He
Understandable.
looks like a Knight of Ash.
Cool.
What does that tell you?
That if
Does he look like a paladin?
does he look
All
more
the Knights of Ash look like paladins.
Alright,
He's a
cool.
ranger.
Yeah, he looks like a paladin.
Oh.
I'm wearing like studded leather armor.
Yeah, but the Knights of Ash have a very wide variety of armor types that they use.
Cool. Yeah, I'd go with the guy.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
You'd be
I fucking
taken
qualified yesterday.
into
Yeah. Oh, one day.
you'd be taken into the main room on the other side, so the like command center,
Oh,
and
shit.
taken up to
Oh no. Oh no. Is Gregwin still here?
he is.
Oh no.
Yes,
And Garen's not.
Garen is not in
Oh
there.
fuck.
And you would be
I'm getting arrested.
taken to one side where you'd see that there's a set of like
Don't look at Gregwin. Don't look at Gregwin.
what would be the right terminology? They're not heavily armoured or anything like that. They're in more like robes and things like that. And you can see them like poring over tomes and stuff like that. And the knight would bring you up to them and say, "Yeah, we've got another magic anomaly."
It's from the guy that had the other magic anomaly 10 minutes ago.
And he sort of gesture to you and say, "Tell them what you did, please."
Oh, I rattle off
So you, like, there's like 3 robed figures that would like spin around and like look at you quite intently.
I turn back to the knight that brought me in, and like, do I get the sense from him that he's not suspicious of me anymore, or that he's not like?
Ooh, he's certainly not on guard. His hand's not on his weapon, kind of thing. He
So
seems a lot more relaxed.
Oh.
Yeah,
Good.
he's not like in a "I'm arresting you" position kind of thing.
Okay.
He looks tired. Very tired.
Hey, we were all tired, man. Yeah, I turn back to the rogue figures. I describe how I was trying to just do a very normal locate object spell, done it loads of times before, and how instead of getting that kind of pull in a direction that I expect, I received a guide in the form of this little fiendish figure.
Fiendish figure.
Small,
There.
yeah, small, impish, dark red skin, attitude. I was able to communicate with it in Infernal. Took a model. I'm like legit, by the way. I'm not.
I'm totally legit.
I'm totally legit. Like I turned to the guy. It's like, if you've got the sense, like, you know, check me out. I'm legit.
You see the knight look at you, but what the fuck are you on?
Divine. If he's aware of the mechanic known as divine sense, that is what I'm trying to get to do on me. That's to like prove I'm not a fiend.
He would look at you and, "Oh, yeah, I can't do that."
Alright, no worries. Yeah, so I cast a spell and this little imp appeared and told me it was going to try and take me to the thing I'm looking to find.
You'd see that the 3 heads would like listen to this, like the 3 individuals would be like
3 heads.
would be like sat
3
listening,
floating heads.
would like sit listen to this, and then they would all like turn to each other. And I think because of like your experience with like telepathic bond and stuff like that, it's quite obvious they're having a conversation between themselves that you cannot hear.
Yeah.
Because you can see like they're still gesturing as if they were talking out loud. They're just not actively talking out loud. They're just like doing it internally kind of thing. And then one of them would turn back to you and say, "Can I touch that?" and point at your holy symbol around your neck.
Yeah, hang on. Can I touch that?
Yes? Why not?
Yes, like obviously yes. I'm just trying to. I'm out of character. I'm trying to figure out why they're asking.
Oh.
Because touching holy symbols is something that fucked me up with Eothiel's symbol. What, do these guys have symbols of like Tyr, Tom, and Bahamut on them?
No, they do not.
Oh.
Who are they?
But I think it'd be quite easy for you, Adolin, to discern, actually. These are scribes. They work for the Knights of Ash, but they're not part of the Knights of Ash. They work in, like, part of the libraries and stuff like that. They tend to be more arcane magic inclined and things like that, and work as advisors and things like that. So it wouldn't be a massive leap, I think, for Adolin to pick out that something's fucking going on here. Let's bring in the magical advisors. See if the wizards can figure it out.
All right.
And these are probably some of the wizards.
These are the nerds.
Yeah.
All right.
They've brought in the nerds.
Cool. Yes, by all means, check it out.
Okay, and you'd see, like, he would reach forwards and, like, run a finger over the like, engraved gauntlet that's on your finger, your symbol of Torm. And you can see he casts the spell and sort of turns it... And like, turns back to his... Like, more discussion between them, like, nodding of head and flicking through books and things like that and say, okay, thank you.
You should ask them if they're doing telepathic bond, and then if they are, if they can hear all the whispers.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you're in the position
to
to
go
do
back
that.
to, like, flicking through their books and stuff like that.
Do you hear the whispers?
The night that brought you in snaps.
Build up to it.
And
Super not suspicious at
the
all.
three, like, wizards would come up and say, yes, of course.
Do any of you speak Infernal?
Oh, yes.
Good.
Have you managed to discern what they're saying?
Come with you.
Oh, it's just the natural frequency of Avernus.
You guys are really chill with this. Really, really chill.
With what?
Oh, you know, all the whole stuff about fresh meat and...
Well, it's quite normal in Avernus, so it just tells us we're here.
Wonderful.
The devils aren't particularly nice, so obviously don't reach out to them, but...
So, about that, I had contact from one specifically called Glasia.
You spoke to a devil named Glasia?
Briefly. I was part of a telepathic bond before we arrived here that persisted, and then the whispers kicked in, and one presence in particular
Pushed through?
pushed through.
Oh. And they'd, like, swivel back round to each other.
I wish I'd gone with you.
I'm telling you all this when I get back.
It's heckin' hilarious is what this is. You've got three nerds that have just been handed a lot of really fun information.
That's great.
And the poor knight that brought us in here has not got a clue.
This one? No.
Do you hear the voices? Do you hear the whispers?
You see they quite excitedly start, like, chittering between them, like, and, like, picking out different books and stuff like that, and like, they kind of forgotten you're there. They've gotten really excited about something and forgotten you're there.
What other magic anomalies have been occurring?
One of them would look back around and say, sorry?
Other magic anomalies?
Yes.
What?
What else has happened?
Well, just the normal Avernus stuff. Thank you for the information, it was very helpful, thank you.
Have other people had imps started appearing to them?
One person has. Not many people have that kind of spell casting here, so, like... Yeah, but...
What kind
Has
of
anybody...
spellcasting?
Yeah, like, has anybody been harmed by something they've tried to cast?
Sorry? Well...
Has anybody tried to do something normal and been harmed by it? Or accidentally summoned the devil?
Some spells are harmful. I don't understand.
Or, some spells that aren't ordinarily harmful.
Oh.
Additional effects, altered effects.
Oh, well, there's loads of altered effects here. I mean, it's part of the course.
This isn't normal information to most of us, you know. Oh, God.
Sorry, do you need this for a mission or something? We're kind of busy.
Go back to bed.
Yeah, Adolin goes back to bed.
Yep.
Can I have been trying to work out what caused the imp to appear?
You can make me an Arcana check.
I have
I'm
a
going to tell you
theory.
right now, it's a very difficult check.
Okay. Nobody else has proficiency. The mental bond's gone, it doesn't matter.
You're not linked anymore now.
I mean,
Nat
it's a
20.
ritual. I could do that literally whenever I wanted. It's just that it's very stressful.
I have 2 advantages. I could use one.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah. Oh, 29.
29.
Oh, hell yes!
Yeah. God damn.
Okay, so your specific question was...
What made the little imp appear?
Okay, so I think with the 29 Arcana, you would know that different planes of existence have different effects on certain spells. The effects that are written in sort of like the normal books, D&D Beyond, that kind of stuff, is how they are present on the material plane. And how most of them were devised and things like that. That is how they're meant to be.
Such cool flavour.
A lot of things get twisted when they go to different planes. Avernus is very twisted. And I think with 29, that would tell you a lot of things.
Was that shovel?
Essentially, it was shovel. Shovel!
Shovel is a little... In Baldur's Gate 3, it's a quasit you can summon.
That's cool.
So, I think with 29, you're going to get all of this, which is delightful.
Oh, Lord Ump!
So there's a lot of like cosmetic spell modifications that happen in Avernus. Things like Bigby's hand like appears as a fiendish claw as opposed to whatever you've asked it to appear to, which is usually just your own hand kind of thing. Find Familiar, the Familiar is always an imp.
That's fun.
Find Steed, the Steed is always a nightmare, unless it is like linked to you by a god or something like that. That's like the slight variation on that one, I'm afraid.
So a bard that gets it through magical secrets would probably end up summoning a nightmare.
So if it was gifted to you by a god,
right,
then you always get that creature. Like, a Balaron is a great example from our other campaign, because that was gifted to you by a god. You don't just cast Find Steed and pick a steed, you get a specific spirit.
So that
I didn't,
the guy that went patrol with me, that had a winged horse.
that would tell you that steed is his.
Cool.
That is not a generic Find Steed, that is his steed. Find path and locate object, and imp appears and begrudgingly guides the caster to the desired location while complaining the whole time and disappearing when the destination is reached or the spell ends.
It's so great. That's so
Which
great.
means the spell was a success
Yeah,
and
it
the cup
was
is
a
within
success.
1,000 feet.
And it is in
So that
range.
doesn't technically tell you that, because locate object works slightly differently when it's not just that. Because the imp would take you as far as it could go and then it would stop.
So it would take you a
Interesting.
1,000 feet and be like, this way.
So if anything, it might work better here.
So you could keep on casting it. Maybe I should take Find Object as well.
Mm.
Oh, I had a silly question actually. Well, actually, it's not silly at all.
Can I get to the end of that
course.
first? Sorry. Things like fog cloud is always like faces in and out of the fog,
Ooh,
which
creepy.
is horrible. Mage hand appears like a claw, like a skeletal claw.
Dope.
You would know about the telepathic bond. There are always whispers in the background as like you're essentially tapping into what is the mental layer of the Nine Hells at that point, so everything vaguely works on that layer in Avernus. So like all the devils are like have that kind of awareness and are like listening and talking to each other on those kind of layers. And I think with a 29 you would also know that any archdevil within the Nine Hells has the ability to listen in to any form of communication spell, which includes message,
That's so
sending,
good.
telepathic bond, anything.
That's
like
pretty
that.
brilliant.
Ooh.
It also allows you to listen in to things with like sending stones, helms of telepathy, even like the Orb of Dragonkind, a very powerful artifact that allows you to communicate between creatures. They can still listen into that.
Damn.
That is why
Such cool.
rings of mind shielding are incredibly coveted items in Avernus, because they do prevent such communication tapping.
So cool. This is the sort of world building I live for.
29. Yeah, okay. I think we're going to go into some other stuff about Avernus in general with that as well, because that was a damn good check.
Hell yeah.
I think you would know from that there is no natural food and drink in Avernus. If you're not able to create food or drink, you cannot survive there as a humanoid. Water does exist to some extent, but it is foul. It tastes horrible. It is very hard to find. None of the flora or fauna is edible that you can find in Avernus. And I think with the 29 as well, you would know that there is no days or nights in Avernus. time is tracked in hour increments, but there is no clock in Avernus. There's no 24-hour clock or anything like that. It is difficult to long rest in Avernus proper. You get the impression that doesn't apply to this city, because the city is to some extent protected from the wilderness that is Avernus. So the dust storms and things like that, they're not blowing through the city and things like that. But the implication of that being that resting outside of the city may not be what you're used to.
Oh.
Travelling across Avernus as well is incredibly taxing as well, because you are not native to Avernus and not suited to its geography and such. It very quickly wears you down, and it's very possible to exhaust yourself walking across Avernus.
Lovely. Let's try not to leave the city if we don't have to. It sounds bad out there.
It is very possible to be corrupted by Avernus as well. In terms of, how to say this in a non-mechanical way? Twisting one's desires and morals to something that fits the plane more suitably.
Okay, I see what you mean.
Do you?
Somebody who's lawful neutral could quite easily just be pushed into lawful evil, for example. Or the kind of, yeah, you're upholding the law, you're doing this for the right reasons. Order must stand against chaos. That's a fun little camouflage play.
Okay, have fun with that, Lord.
Is the changing of the spells and stuff, is that something that affected the link with the aboleth? Or is that an unrelated thing?
I think because you know that your telepathic bond still worked with your friends and stuff like that.
It's a different thing.
I think you would be able to make that leap that it was not that.
Did you have a thing?
Very cool. Yeah, what was your thing?
Yeah, my little question was, so the map of Pearlmire has a scale on it, and I wonder if the M stands for miles or meters.
I think it's miles,
Okay.
if I remember.
That makes
what?
sense.
Oh, no, that's meters.
That's meters?
That's meters, yeah.
In what, where, what?
Is it meters?
This is
Oh,
scale.
dust tower.
It can't be 100 miles, so it must be meters.
That does make
Oh,
sense.
it does have an M.
Yeah. It's not a very big
We've
city.
suddenly gone metric.
I made it in a thing that
Shall we pretend they're feet?
No, because 100 feet's not big
Wait,
enough.
we'll just do the little maths. It was important that I know.
Okay.
So I'm glad
Well,
that
that isn't a massive city. You can
yeah.
walk from end to end of it.
Uh-huh.
If there's a clear path, it would take you maybe 2 hours. So
Okay.
it's not a massive city.
Yeah, so that makes more sense certainly than miles.
It's certainly not miles. I think it's meters. Yeah.
Yeah.
I get about maybe 700 metres across. I mean, that's still pretty.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
It's a bit bigger than that in some areas, yeah. Okay, cool. Sweet. That's good to know, thank you. I have one more slot.
When you
that I
come back,
should-
I'll tell you what's up with the imp. Here's a lore dump.
Oh, so that's going to happen every time I cast that spell.
Yes.
Should I?
I don't know if it's always the same imp.
I'm
It was
literally.
an imp, yes.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I think you'd be able to make that leap. Yeah.
I'm preparing my spells for the next day, and I'm just like, should I prepare? Locate object as well. You know.
I don't know what
It can
our
be useful.
plan is.
We are looking for objects in this
Yeah,
place.
I think
We
that
are,
you
we
and I
are,
both
yeah.
having it. What's that? 4th level? 2nd level?
Third? Second?
Okay. Oh, I had another question. It was Oh, well, hang on a second. Because I was going to ask.
The end of these sentences good.
Yeah, I'd like to know the end of the questions, please, so I can answer them.
My brain goes a mile a minute, and a lot of the time I don't need you to answer because I already have. So
You are
my
super close to
question
Rosie's game.
was going to be, what is the kind of like umbrella category for Clifford, the Blake dog, or whatever?
What do you mean umbrella?
Is a
he a
celestial?
creature?
He's
Is
a
that correct?
celestial, yeah.
So not a beast.
He's not a beast, no.
But yes, a creature.
He's a creature, not construct, yeah.
Okay, cool, thank you. Because I was looking at locate animals or plants, and I was like, I don't think that'll work on Clifford.
No, it would have to be like locate person, but I don't know if there is a locate
No,
person.
the reason that I cut myself off is because there is another spell, and it is called locate creature.
That's the one.
So that one could work, but I'll also take locate object, just to cover all my bases.
Yeah, he's definitely not an object.
Yes, but his little raincoat is.
Yes.
That is. Cool. Are we about to get a long rest?
Are you about to try?
We're
Yes.
trying.
Yes. We're about to try.
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Okay.
after that kerfuffle with the imp and the...
Okay.
Oh, that's going to happen every time now.
Have you checked back in with your squadron commander at all?
I hate this job.
Just like
It's been one day and you already regret it.
Yeah, on the way back from dealing with the nerds about the imp, I'll go looking for the squadron commander
Okay.
and say that the medics cleared me and I'm
Say
gonna-
go to bed.
and I'm under doctor's orders to go to bed.
Hell yeah.
So they cleared you, but you to go to bed?
You're not cursed.
Yeah.
If you're cleared, we need you back out on patrol.
Oh my god.
I've been up for a lot of hours. I know that's not unique. I'm far from effective at the moment.
He'd take a long moment to think that.
I was in the middle of some stuff right before we changed plane.
I really don't want to know what you're in the middle of making.
I know we were joking about Polly trying to get to sleep on, like, just on Adolin. If I sting him like 3 times, I
Oh, I
think
thought
I
you
could
were a
knock him
person
out.
again.
I'm pretty sure I could.
Want to try?
I don't know.
You
How
back
many
up-
hit points do you have?
I've got just over 20 now.
I could do it.
I could do
Start rolling death saves as you go unconscious. Because your healer has buzzed you.
it.
I'm just saying, it would really prove your point.
You just collapse.
You see, your squadron leader would be looking at you and say, we're all like that. None of us were expecting to get attacked.
Everybody else hadn't already been attacked 3 times. Like, I feel like Adolin's in a fair enough spot.
Maybe an insight check.
Okay. It's pretty good. For a total of dirty 20.
Dirty 20. I think with a dirty 20, you'd be able to tell he doesn't think, like, he thinks you're trying to fob off on work and, like get out of doing stuff because you're scared or something like that. He thinks, like, when you're saying, oh, I was in something last night kind of thing, and I was busy kind of thing, he thinks you were with someone and, like, fobbing off, I'm tired because I was shagging kind of thing, as opposed to, like, I was in a fight. He's not really buying that you need a long rest.
How long will Adolin be gone for before we get concerned?
I don't know, 5-10 minutes is probably when you'd start thinking, like, he's either been arrested or he should have been back by now.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yes, please come and save me.
Can I go see if he's been arrested?
Yeah, sure, okay. 5-10 minutes pass of him going back
Have
into
somebody
forwards.
that's better at speaking.
And you pop forwards into like the entrance area to like this like slightly like separate area to the command center now. The like delegation of work for that has moved out into this separate office kind of thing. And you can see Adolin stood there with his squadron leader being like, "But sir,
Oh.
But sure,
what would you
please.
like to do?"
Is he good to leave now? He's under doctor's orders to rest.
We all need rest.
We were in the middle of a raid before this. We'd been attacked 3 times and we almost died.
A raid.
Yes. Just because you're not involved with something doesn't mean it didn't happen.
Can you show me the paperwork?
Yeah, let me get all the paperwork that we were carrying around when the world ended. It fell in the river. Daryl had the paperwork.
Look at you.
Classic girl.
Classic Daryl.
Yeah, outside, like we were executing a raid against the pirate
We
gang.
have prisoners in
the docks district.
prisoner
We took a
dungeons, or is it dungeons
You have
that
a
are
prison.
here?
You
In
don't
the
have-
prison,
You don't
we
have a dungeon. You have
we
a
have
prison. This is
we have
prison
a
justice.
prisoner that we're holding for questioning in the prison right now.
In the brig. I haven't slept in quite some time, and
Yes, we started at 2 a.m.
We're looking at you. And he's like, "You're not a Knight of Ash.
We're
Who
with
are
the
you?"
Light Ravens. We're contractors. He's not a contractor. We're contractors.
What are you doing here?
Checking he's not being arrested. He was taken off by a bunch of guards.
Oh, he's not being arrested. He's
Cool,
just
so
needs
we
to do
can go
his
back
job.
to bed then.
He gets an hour and then I need him.
We'll take the hour. We're gonna hide him.
All right.
thank you.
Oh my god.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, he releases you and says to check back in an hour and you'll get your new orders.
Cool. Thank you.
You just hide him under some jackets.
Is that your cunning plan?
We're all very tired. I don't have a better plan.
Okay. Okay.
Put him like under Lyra and Falior.
Just cover him in blankets and like stack people on top of him and like.
We have all these
What?
small children now.
Yeah, because you can
Perfect.
totally get small children to sit still long enough for
If
that kind
they're
of...
sleeping.
Yeah, they've had a big day.
I think they'd be sleeping with their parents.
Fair.
Hey, could I like roll a stealth check to see if I can go to sleep
How good is he hiding?
unnoticed? by
We're
the
definitely
government?
helping with the hiding.
With my last spell, well, it's not actually my last spell. I've got quite a few left, but do I have one for Pass Without Trace? Motherfucker! I repicked all my spells. What level is Pass Without Trace?
Second.
Like second level. I've got a second level spell slot left. Could I cast Pass Without Trace just on Adolin?
To like slide
In
under
a
a pile
corner.
of blankets and bedrolls.
Yeah.
Let your man sleep.
Okay, so an hour would pass and you all get a short rest in that time.
Yeah.
So you can roll any hit die that you want and stuff like that.
Okay.
And you would see like 10 minutes more would pass. I'm imagining Adolin's just staying passed out at this point in time. Is somebody else staying up? To try and...
Should we do like rotations like we did before?
I actually think that we should be sitting at like the other side of the
Oh, like
thing,
nowhere
Gabby.
near him.
Nowhere near Adolin, so that we can be like, oh, he just got up and left.
Yeah, he went to find you.
Yeah. In fact, can I ritual cast telepathic bond so that with Lyra as well, so we get her deception advantage?
Doing it for mechanical reasons is a bit...
Doing it for
No.
mechanical reasons is legit.
That's what it's there for.
Unrelated question. After the long rest, we get back half our hit dice.
Yeah.
If I rolled 5 hit dice, would I be getting back 2 or would I be getting back 3?
You get rounded
Half of the
down.
total.
You get half your total hit dice.
Half your total hit dice.
So we're level 11.
Oh, right.
We're level
I
11,
understand.
so you will get
So
5
back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so I did the right thing.
Yeah. I did the right thing. Yeah, I think we should be well away from Adolin.
That makes sense.
Yeah, you're sleeping in a different corner.
But we said we were with the Light Raven, so should we have hit him somewhere different?
Yeah, we roll him to another corner and we stay.
And we sit
like-
with the Light Raven.
So you're just leaving him in a corner by himself.
Well, we'll keep an eye.
Invisible, we can see him. We know where he is.
If he's hidden, how is he doing Pass Without a Trace with you and stuff?
You're so right. Dang it. she
I need a
sees through all
final
of
plan
us.
to know what's going
I
on.
don't really
so
know
I know
how
what
Pass
I'm
Without
rolling.
Trace works, so.
Yeah, I need to be in range for it to be.
What's the range?
I mean, you can't really stealth when you're asleep, so this is all a little bit shenanigansy. But I think the range is 30 feet. 30 feet.
Can we put him 30 feet away?
You can? Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Just roll him away a bit.
Okay.
It's a light ravens, then 2 families, and
And
then
then
Adolin.
Okay.
Sandwiched between them and another family.
I think after 10 minutes after like your roll call time, you would have like you see like his squadron leader would have walked into this room and is like actively looking for Adolin to the point where like he anybody he thinks could conceivably be Adolin is getting like blankets
can we
thrown off
catch
them and
it-
stuff
catch
like
it
that.
Meanwhile, I cast invisibility on him. I have 1 spell slot left.
Oh my
Wait, no,
god!
I have more than 1. I have like 3 now.
Holy shit!
How much do you want to be asleep?
So
Please
badly.
let him be
So
asleep.
freaking badly.
Enough to derelict duty?
Yeah.
Oh,
Do
don't.
it. Do it.
Oh, you absolute.
You've told him you're going to turn up. You don't want to, but you did tell him, I'll take the hour and then I'll turn up.
No, he just said that you take the hour. He never said he'd show up.
I'm asleep now. Yeah.
Okay, it's up to you two what you decide to do and what Adolin would want.
I think he wants to be
I
asleep.
think he deserves to be asleep.
Okay.
I use a spell slot.
Okay.
Boop. He's invisible now.
Okay, Adolin is now invisible. Winks out of existence.
For an hour. He's invisible for an hour.
Okay.
He's gonna get at least 2 hours of sleep.
Okay.
That's nice. Good for him.
Okay. So you'd see the squadron leader would do like a lap of the room and he'd walk like horribly close to Adolin and keep going kind of thing. And you see once he's finished that lap, he's obviously spotted the 2 of you, so he makes a beeline for you.
Were you a bee before, or were you a person?
Are you a person now?
I think I am.
What are you now, and what were you when we were talking to him, and were you there when we were talking to him?
I think I was a bee when you were talking to him
Okay.
for the bit, but I am a person now.
Okay,
So he'd walk up to you
cool.
and say, "Where is Adolin?
He left like 10 minutes ago.
Where?"
Through those
Presumably
doors.
to find you. He went like,
Can you give me a
out
deception
the way
check?
we
I
were.
said through those doors. Could I give them the help action?
Yeah, sure.
Not 20.
Yeah!
26.
26. Okay. He'd look at you, he'd look through the doors, but alright. Okay.
The first roll was a 4.
And he'd start heading off in the direction that you have pointed him.
Oh my
Don't
god.
do this, guys, but we don't like him.
We don't even know his name, do we? Do you know his name?
No.
Is it Dave?
No!
Is
Okay.
it Clarissa?
Are you two trying to get a long rest?
One day we will find this David.
Sure,
Chris.
yeah.
Yeah, that would be
Honestly,
lovely.
no.
Please and thank you.
You're bedding down, so after... If you fall asleep,
The
does that,
concentration
you can't
will drop,
concentrate
yeah.
on a spell.
Okay. I
So-
mean, we can do like sleeping and rota shift watches like
Mhm.
normal, so I can stay awake for another hour and still get a long rest, and then we'll just go in turns.
You can do 1 more hour awake, and then you have
Yeah.
to sleep for a 6-hour block.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Else you won't get a long rest.
Cool.
we can do that.
So I'll snooze for an hour, then you can nudge me. And then I can keep an eye just in case this guy comes back for an hour.
Okay.
And then you can do the last 2 hours,
Yeah. Like
which may include going on patrol again.
hidden under the blankets. So just like looking for him.
You just you go to your patrol leader, but you're like, oh god, this place is a maze. I got so lost.
For 6 hours,
I
I accidentally joined another patrol.
I was kidnapped by a devil.
Okay, so I think 4 hours would pass, which would be,
So now I'm asleep and you're awake?
I think that means he's awake, because that would be your hour, your 2 hours, and then into your second hour, I think.
So
We've had you had an hour where
So-
Adolin was getting...
I'm awake for 2 hours, then
Oh, then I'm
Polly for
awake
2 hours,
for
and then
2 hours.
Adolin for 2 hours.
Yeah, because we're looking at a total of 5 hours from the start of the long resting at this point in time.
That's true, because
So 1,
you'd
2,
already
3,
been up for
4.
an hour.
5.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're partway through your... You're
block.
like at the end of your first hour of watch.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've had like 4 hours of sleep, and I'm gonna take a quick shift, and then I'm gonna go out for another 2 or something.
Yeah.
And honestly, why does Adolin need to be awake? Why does Adolin need
Because
to
you
be
said
on shift?
that.
Can't
Yeah.
like Ursula or Lyra take
But
a
like,
shift?
why would we wake him?
I don't know, but you told me this, so we're going with this now. So that time would pass.
Do I dream of Joris?
Do you dream of him?
Do I dream of Joris?
Do you dream of Joris?
I think I'd have been trying to.
Okay.
After trying it before the patrol didn't work, I'd have thought, dreams. Let's go.
Okay, can you roll me a D100?
Certainly try.
You can.
Am I wanting low?
You want low?
53.
53. Okay.
It was almost low.
So I would still in like the top 50%.
What are you, a mathematician? Shut up.
I'm not a mathematician.
He's an engineer.
You're a mathematician.
Yeah, I can't do maths. What are you on about?
Oh, then let me explain. So 53 is actually 2 above 0. That was a really good roll.
So I think like with Adolin's exhaustion,
Mm.
and you would like kind of miss that sort of like meditative stage
Yeah.
that you would normally need to slip into the sort of vision
Mm.
area of your mind to try and like contact Joris.
Yeah.
So you would have just slipped straight into deep sleep and like zonked out. It was a great sleep.
Aw,
Great sleep.
you're
No.
so refreshed.
No Joris, I'm afraid.
Okay.
It's kind of okay.
Is there anything you'd want to do in your first hour of watch?
Just kind of sit and contemplate at this point. I've rolled a bunch of hit die. He's looking a lot fresher.
Okay.
But all my resources are long rest, recovery. So, no, I think he's just trying to be as still as possible and just kind of like keep an eye out for marauding sergeants.
I think at the end of that, like,
Probably feeling a bit guilty that if his patrol went out without him, I don't know what state they're going to be in when they get back.
I mean, but you might just be slowing them down, honestly.
I might be.
you might have been able to help them.
Yeah, I know. I know what you're going to pull. They're all going to be
They're
dead.
all dead.
They're all going to be dead.
Clarissa
Got
killed them all.
a long rest, but at what cost? Yeah, he stays under the blankets.
Okay. So at the end of your hour,
Mm.
you would see the sergeant would like march back into the room. And you'd see he'd do the loop again, and as he gets close to where you are, he's like nudging off blankets as he goes and stuff like that, like checking people's faces and things like that, and he sees your huddled blanket and he starts heading towards it.
Oh gosh.
You can see him heading towards you. Are you going to do anything?
I have...
It's not your fault that alarm clocks haven't been invented yet.
I don't think there's anything I can do. I've literally nothing I can spend short of trying to
Just
knock
hide
myself
again.
out. Yeah, can I take the hide action?
He's kind of already spotted you.
Ah, he's not. He spotted a pile of blankets.
He's marching towards
You're
your pile of
actually a
blankets.
small child.
How are you hiding? Because you're already, like, technically he hasn't physically seen you. He's seen a pile of blankets
Yeah.
he's going to investigate.
I was very heavily buried under this pile of blankets.
And he's going to investigate this pile of blankets. Because he's investigating everybody's pile of blankets.
Oh my god. This is I can't believe this is the most
This is the
stressful
tensest thing that's happened this whole session.
Yeah, like even last session, that whole thing with the cup, less stressful than Adolin getting in
trying
trouble.
to sleep.
Trying to get a freaking nap. Hey, no, wait, no, that's part of the default class. So the base ranger has that hide in plain sight
You
ability.
don't have that.
I don't have that.
No, you don't. The one time it would have fucking helped.
I'm not a person, I'm just pile of bricks.
I try to like, I don't know, catch somebody's eye, anybody's eye, like out of the kind of like little slot.
Anyone that's awake.
I'm just like, is anyone awake?
There are
This
some
would be a
light
great time for
ravens
Kyle to
awake,
turn
but
up.
none of them are like. It's not Lyra or Faliol or.
Speaking of, he's been gone a while.
Um,
I said this would be a great time for Kyle to turn up. Also, where is he? It's been hours.
Nearly 8.
Yeah.
this
Maybe he's
is
having a nap.
absolutely not what this should be used for, but I just think, like, there's nothing to do. Joris, I really need a miracle right now. Doesn't have to be anything big, just, oh my god.
Trip him over for a second.
I need a miracle.
Funny. The first starting to try to go for divine intervention so you could have more of a sleep.
I
just wanna buy it.
I would do that, honestly. If I was
I-
a cleric, I would be like,
Yeah.
let me
Okay.
sleep.
I need a miracle.
That's so
Oh my god.
so brilliant.
I will do anything Joris
I love
wants.
that you asked Joris and not your god.
Joris is my conduit to Torm.
Joris is my god.
Torm's hard to
Okay.
get hold of. Just anything. And I will, all is forgiven, everything, the trial, the dead parents, just, I'm over it. Please.
Wow, you forget
Okay.
fast.
I really need this rest.
Okay, so you would see that the sergeant would march over to your pile of blankets
Uh-huh.
and would start like throwing off the layers
Oh no.
and reveal you just huddled.
I'm pretending to be asleep at this point.
You're pretending to be asleep.
Smart.
Okay.
Very
Yeah.
smart.
Okay.
Mhm.
You would get a swift kick.
Jesus Christ. This guy's a dick.
Huh? Huh? Where?
And
Huh?
you see him standing above you with like a face of thunder looking down at you.
Sergeant, is it time?
Nope.
Where
Has it been an hour?
the
No
fuck
devil's under
have
here.
you been?
I was... Why are there so many blankets on me?
This isn't where I went to sleep.
Roll me deception.
That's so funny.
We did actually move him after he fell
That's
asleep.
true.
So
Yeah, the
I
confusion is
presumed you
real.
wouldn't be able to do that, and you woke him up to do that because
That was no
I
specified.
assumed he was a really deep sleeper.
Yeah, you said it was the best sleep he'd ever had. I just
yeah,
assumed.
after he settled down and didn't get joggled by people.
Oh, I believe him.
That's a 3 minus 1.
Oh,
2.
God.
God.
I think I'm in trouble.
He would snarl down at you. Get up right now.
He's going to
Come
kill
on.
you.
Are we on patrol?
Come with me.
Oh my god.
This is kind of a learning experience for
Do not-
baby
It's your
Adolin.
first day.
Do not play
No.
D&D to be scolded like I'm at school.
Somebody's derelict in duty.
Oh, God.
We're just asleep.
You are.
Hey, does this guy have a
Stop.
visible, does this guy have an amulet of Eofeel floating around in
Oh,
himself?
okay. Your passive perception.
He
is-
doesn't like me. He must be
He
evil.
must be evil.
Yeah, that's a weird thing to jump to. Do
I'm
you have your
clutching
passive
at
in front of you?
every straw. Any straw.
Is there any reason we're allowed to kill this man?
What's your passive? Sorry, I don't have it in front of
It's only 13,
A 13.
but if I can use the Eyes of the Eagle, it would, I guess.
me. Would you have those on while you were sleeping?
No.
Then no, you don't have those on.
It's like a little
Okay, I think with a
Sleep man.
passive perception of 13, you would see that he's wearing a symbol of Torm. Not Torm, Tyr, sorry.
Okay.
But he would march across the room with the expectation that you're following him.
I'd catch up to him and kind of just grab his arm and kind of leaning close and say Sergeant, this routine is going to get people killed from exhaustion.
So you thought, I better wait. It's not the place to talk about this. Come here.
It's as fine a place as any.
I am not doing reprimands in front of civilians. Get your ass in the office. And grab your arm and start front marching you through this.
Is this guy my senior?
Yes,
Oh, fuck.
very much so.
Alright, yeah, go on.
So
I mean,
you get marched
barely got
into the
enrolled.
office,
Yeah.
which is away from the civilians. Essentially, that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to
Yeah.
not make a scene and wake
Yeah.
up a load of children. And stuff
Fair
like that.
This is the weirdest D&D session I've ever.
Well, tough. Sorry.
No, it's insane.
Excuse me while I scold you for 6 hours.
Trying to get a long rest, jeez.
Look at you and say, your squadron went out with one less folk in them.
Mm-hmm.
What do you have to say for yourself?
I was EP.
I was dead on my feet going out the first time. No reserves. I would have dropped dead if I'd had to go back out there again.
You were cleared by the healers.
I was under doctor's orders to rest.
Yes, rest. You've got an hour. That is mandate. Then we go back out. You to do 2 rounds. That's why you get a gap in the middle specifically to rest. It's our job to keep these citizens safe.
Which we can't do if we're dead on our feet.
But that's why you get the hour. And I think there'd be like a fair amount of this backwards and forwards for like 5 minutes where like you're trying to tell him, but I needed to sleep to be at my best, and he's like, I don't care, I didn't need you at your best, I just needed you out there, kind of thing, before there'd be like a soft rap on the door. And he's sort of like scowling at you, and he'd open the door, and I think there'd be like a moment of just like utter shock for you as you can see like the individual that is stood in the door.
Oh no. Is it Joris?
Would be Joris.
No!
Oh, come on!
In his like
my
humanoid
God.
form.
Oh, dog. Well, now I feel bad for having asked.
This is the miracle, yeah.
Oh, God.
And you see, he'd look at the sergeant and say, "This is Knight Adolin, yes?" And the sergeant went,
Wow.
"What? Yes? Yeah. I'm sorry." And you'd see he'd glance very quickly, and like Joris has a series of like markings across the top of his like armor and stuff like that would donate him as a higher ranking than the sergeant in front of him, which he did not have the last time you saw him in his human form.
Is David like
He's decided he's getting promoted.
Executive Vice Knight in charge of stuff.
And you see the sergeant like glance at that and say, "Yes, sir. Yes." And Joris say, "Good, thank you. You're dismissed." And you see the sergeant would like go red in the face.
Hell
and go,
yeah.
"Yes, sir."
Oh, I feel so bad for this guy now.
He'd scowl
Don't
at
he's
you,
still a prick.
Adolin, and like march
He's doing
out.
his job.
And you see Joris would quietly step into the room and shut the door behind him.
I don't think Adolin's ever been more embarrassed in his life at this point. And he's really struggling to meet Joris's gaze as he starts to think like, God, I could have just done a second patrol, and I mean I didn't know there was going to be a long rest, but oh man. And he just mumble, thank you, it's good to see you.
And you, brother.
I should not have asked for you to come here, I'm so sorry.
It seemed... Yes. The
How did he get to hell?
best use of my time.
So many questions.
I'll make it count. I guess I'm sorry. It's wonderful to see you. And what would you like me to do?
What do you think you should be doing, brother?
Going out on patrols and saving people, but also there's more going on.
There is.
The cop, the Polly cousin, our light wielder, just everything.
He doesn't get a name. It's just Polly's cousin.
Polly's
Polly's
cousin,
cousin.
Darrow. There's so much to do, and now we are in Fathomless, the city and everything. I need some direction.
Do you? Do you not know your path?
The path. At the moment, the path feels like charging into the offices of every senior Knight of Ash or member of the Order of Light, kicking down doors looking for this cop. And I think that's a great way to get myself killed.
Certainly land you behind bars, I believe. You've always known your path. You do not need me to remind you of what Torm wishes of you.
That I should figure it out for myself, yes.
He'd have this look on his face of... It'd be weird to see this emotion flicker across him when he's quite so stoic, usually, of concern, I think? Like maybe a bit of compassion in his face as he looks at you and says... The path that is given to you, brother, was not easy. But it was given to you because we knew you could do it. Dereliction of duty, whilst is abhorrent, Torm does understand that your path requires you to be elsewhere. Perhaps a little more explanation to your squad leader and ensuring things go through correct channels to prevent yourself from being reprimanded would be better next time.
The next time I derelict my duty.
You know what's
Should
going to happen
you-
again.
Well, I believe your sergeant still expects you to turn up for your duties tomorrow.
I understand.
And I know Torm has no time for that.
I see. I'll see if I can persuade him to limit me to 1 patrol per day. I will need time to carry out my path. What we need to do here.
You are good friends with the Light Ravens, with the Light Bringer.
Yeah. What does that title mean?
Garen. Title.
Yeah.
This is his story to tell, not mine.
Okay.
He is working with the High Observer. Perhaps he can help you with a shift in your duties.
That sounds like more official channels. Okay. Thank you for coming.
I know you've been trying to contact me for other matters. Do you wish to speak on them?
It was initially just for advice. The city has been, transported to Avarice?
Yes.
By something that Varro and or the Light Wielder did with the cup.
Yes. They used the cup. What do you know of the cup?
It's an artifact of Mistra. It was used in a ritual by 3 mages. I rattled the story of the ritual that involved it with the trident and the sword to try and connect the various planes. The cup itself, I mean, allowed her to control Clifford. Sorry, our dog. Mistress Dog.
Yes.
We call him Clifford.
The protectorate of the cup.
That's a cool title. He deserves it. He's a good dog.
He would look a little confused for a second and then focus back in. You know of the cup's abilities then?
Not really, actually. I assume it's very little. Only from the story of the ritual it was used in.
You'd see, he'd focus off of you for a minute, and you'd see like his form flicker for a second, and he'd look tense and tired,
You and me both.
and then focus back in on you and say, "You know what the cup's abilities are. You have all the pieces."
Do you know what the cup's abilities are?
I'm trying to remember.
I think it's planar travel. I think it is
Yeah.
capable of that. It was.
Like large scale planar travel.
Well, they were trying to open the doors to the respective planes that each of the magical items came from, and I wonder if the cup was the kind of thing that was facilitating that
Yeah.
primarily. I don't know.
I mean, what they used it for was planar travel.
Yes.
And they brought the city of Pearlmire to the first layer of hell.
Yes.
Why would they do that? The rest of the instruments of light have nothing to do with this place. They were trying to attune them to other realms. What's happening here? Why did they need to bring it here?
See shift from foot to foot. You're correct. Cup's abilities lie in a teleportation. Whether that's on plane or via plane.
Hmm.
You need to simply look at the protectorate. to
Yeah,
see
that makes a lot of sense in retrospect. Fuck.
Mhm.
The dog can teleport around.
The dog can teleport just like the cup can.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Mister has one trick.
The cup was merely a tool in their plan.
Hmm.
They needed it for their goal. There isn't any other artifact as powerful as the cup in the ability to transport anything to the other planes.
So they needed to bring an entire city, maybe this city in particular, to another realm, to this realm. To ask Kai about this. I'm not arcane enough for this.
He'd try and like
Shenanigans.
start to speak, and it'd be
Mhm.
like he was almost cut off,
Yeah.
and the words would get caught in his throat.
Yeah, he can't tell me everything, I know. But I appreciate what you are doing to tell me stuff.
We should add Joris to the group chat.
Could we?
I believe you have to be able to see him to add him to the group chat.
Actually, sight is not a component of it. No, sincerely, it's not. But it's just a range, and I'm not in the range.
We'll have to check that next time you try and cast the spell.
Mm.
Joris would shift uncomfortably and say, I cannot reveal as much as you would like.
Yeah, I know how this works by now.
Know that the choice of Avernus was not an accident. That they needed this layer of hell.
Mm.
There's something else here.
Yeah.
Is this a good little detour? Like you go to the Feywild via Avernus, and then we can get the sword.
Maybe.
Maybe the sword's already here.
It'd be a good way for us to get to the sword. If we can get to the cup, steal the cup.
Yeah,
If they no longer need the cup, they might not be guarding it as much.
it's true.
Mm-hmm. Do you know if they have any other plans for the cup? Or did they just need it to bring the city here?
I believe they intended to keep using it.
Mm.
Though on what scale, we're unsure.
Mm.
Whether they intend to replicate this with another city. It took them months, years to set this up. Whether they could achieve it again so quickly
Mm.
is unclear. There are still unknown parties at play.
Mm. Okay. Don't like the sound of that. Is the cup what we should be pursuing right now?
You will need it if you are to return the city.
Oh my god, we need to get the whole fucking city back.
Yeah.
God.
If it took years to organise a plan to transport it here, it can't be that easy to transport it back.
But we need to do
You
it
already
quickly.
have
Yeah.
one of the pieces needed to do that.
Cool. If they didn't have any of the other pieces, was this theft of relics to replace one of the other instruments of light. Is that what it was for? They needed a stockpile of divine objects to mimic it.
He would smile at you.
So they just need a lot
Say-
of power.
Power!
Your intelligence was always one of the things that I knew would make you the best for this path.
Bullshit.
Just looking at you like, that's a smart baby.
That's my boy!
No. The only thing worse is his charisma. Okay. So we could do it with... Maybe we could do it with Trident. But it would be almost a guarantee with the sword as well. But the cup could get us to the sword. And then we'd have all three. And then we could... Yeah, this could work. Okay, we still need to pursue the cup then.
Do you see your path?
Yes. Yes, your roundabout way of giving guidance has illuminated it for me.
Good.
If the sergeant's still out there, I think I'd like to apologise to him.
That would be wise. He's a good man.
I know. I think I'd still like to go back to bed.
No.
Just for a little.
See, Joris would smile at that as well.
Mm.
Yes. Be best. You're safe here. For now.
For a given amount of safe.
Yeah.
And I think you would see he would be quite a strange feeling as like he'd twist his hand before you both and an object would appear in it, and it's an object that like you know you had on you.
Ah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure you ever had it on a pocket or anything like that was like particularly available to you, if that makes sense.
Easily accessible.
Easily accessible of like, yes, the wait, I've checked this pocket for this item kind of thing, of like keys, wallet, phone, let's go kind of thing. It's not even like one of those pockets, but
Yeah.
I'm 95% sure this item was on you specifically.
Uh-huh.
And you'd see the amulet of the devout that you picked up as a party a very long time ago would appear in his palm.
Yeah, who's...
What
It
was
was
that?
Sister Frida. She had it.
What was it? Oh.
Yeah.
And she was...
The woman who we went to the island and she was.
When we got Clifford.
Yeah, she was.
a priestess of Talos? She...
No.
What was it? A Temple of Talos? No, it was. It was a Temple of Talos.
Was it?
Yeah.
But was her holy symbol one of Talos?
But yeah, Temple
Oh.
Talos. It was. She didn't have it on her, but it was one of the things that I think I rolled a nat 20 when I was like reading all of their cupboards and stuff, and I found that, the speaking
Oh,
stone, and some other stuff. So it was
Hmm.
hers, certainly. But it wasn't on her at the time when we
Right.
found her. It was in her little abode.
Okay. Don't remember what. So was it a symbol of Talos, Jane?
No, it was
No.
just a symbol of the devout. It wasn't. It didn't specify,
Oh,
and we did.
okay.
We gave it to you, Adolin, because whilst it was supposed to be for clerics and the like,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
thought that you were the closest that we had in the party to one. So
Fair.
yeah, you had it.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey.
And you see, like, he'd focus in on it for a second and it would glow in his hand.
Mm.
And you'd see, like, the gauntlet of Torm would slowly like, pick itself up out of the face, the circular face of this amulet. And he'd hand it to you.
Oh.
Ooh.
I'd, I guess, just unfasten the one I was wearing and, like,
Swapsies?
swap it or something.
Ah, it's like friendship bracelets.
He would push the other one back into your hands as well. But
Pocket that. Put the new one on.
Shiny.
Oh.
good luck, brother.
I already have one of these.
This one glows.
Cool. Thank you, brother. I think I'm going to need it.
I think you will.
Is he just gonna vanish now?
He would gesture to the door.
Get out.
I'd go out. I'd stand up. I'd kind of bow my head respectfully. I don't know if we shake hands or...
You've never touched him.
High five.
I'm not going to start now.
Okay.
A little weird. Yeah, step outside, looking very sheepish. And if I see the sergeant, I'll go over and profusely apologise. Tell him I got an absolute dressing down.
And you're so shattered. that
You're so tired from it, you have to go back to bed.
And that I'll be reporting bright and breezy tomorrow morning for the next patrol.
Oh, are you know?
No, I don't say that. Because I want to try and find
Yeah.
Garen and that to
Yeah.
get out of it. By the time I got an absolute dressing down, I apologise. I know he's just trying to do his job, and I know we're all in a very difficult situation.
Okay.
And just kind of look very kind of, stand up straight, ready to receive whatever.
You would nod and say, I know it's difficult, but we have to do our best for the citizens. You cannot allow one night to slack. Report in the morning for the next shift.
Yeah, Sergeant. Right. Off I go.
Okay,
Back to bed.
off you pop.
Back to bed.
Back to bed.
Thinking, I've got to find fucking Garen before he sent out on patrol again.
Okay.
Yeah.
You go for deep naps?
Yes.
Okay. So the Amulet of the Devout,
Mm-hmm.
you can now attune to that.
Yeah!
Okay. Very nice. And is it like a regular +1 amulet of devout?
Do you have the notes for that? Anybody?
I don't
For-
think
for-
we
We
like
never worked out what it was, we were just like, this seems useful.
it was Amulet of Devout, and then we knew that it was only tunable by people who weren't us, so I don't think we ever like fixated
Yeah.
on it.
It's a +1 amulet.
Yay!
To
Spell and DCs.
spellcasting?
It's a +1 amulet of the Devout is a thing.
Yes.
So you
Oh,
can
right.
look that up.
Ah.
I can't remember exactly what it does.
And because it's ordinarily just paladins and clerics, can I use it for ranger spells?
Yes.
Smashing.
In the sense of the Amulet of the Devout, all of your spells would count as paladin spells towards it.
Cool.
Sick. Thank you very much.
This is only semi-related, but it occurred to me start the session, and I meant to clarify. You know that you homebrewed me like the magic item, so I got a little buff to my spell DC.
Yeah.
And like, is that one that has to be attuned or no?
I don't remember it being attunement, because yours isn't attunement, is it?
Yeah.
The
Oh,
wand, is that attunement?
Don't think so.
If Isla's isn't, then yours isn't,
No.
because they're built
Oh.
the same.
I've had it attuned this whole time. I should undo that.
I was just using it as a normal spellcasting modifier.
Cool. That makes sense.
Or, no, a spellcasting focus
Yeah,
with a +1 modifier.
I
That's the
gotcha.
one!
Yes.
Okay, so we all have nippy daps.
Yes. What was it you said, and then you
Adorable.
said you're super smart?
Oh,
The horde of magic items was the power source, like the battery, almost. Is that correct?
to replicate the power of
Yeah, 3 artifacts.
yeah. So they had the cup, which allowed them to even do a plane shift in the first place. But to replicate the power of the other two, they needed a massive horde of divine magic items.
I know that place was it actively caving in when we left, or we just fled
Which place?
because the underground bitty.
The Temple of Efuel, I think, underground. I think it was
Which bit, sorry?
the
Well,
place where we fought the undead giant.
When we
where,
fought the undead giant,
Hmm.
was it falling apart when we bounced, or am I
It was
imagining that?
crumbling, yeah.
Okay. I just in all the description and all of the kind of like checking out what the blue bits meant on the map and the there was no magic items. Like we didn't see any.
Nope.
Huh.
So like
I gave you a description of something. Did anybody write that down?
At which point?
Wait, in the
As you
group?
were leaving, yeah, somebody did a quick investigation or perception check, and it was like, you can get one before the room starts to crumble.
Yeah, one of the murals on the wall was
No,
the campaign
not
of the
the
Emerald
mural.
Plains.
I gave you additional information. What was it?
If
Here it
Kai
is.
wasn't doing the looking, I wouldn't have written it down because Kai doesn't know.
Then it's between Polly and Adolin.
Quick-
I don't
quick
think
scan of
that I did it.
That's all I've got. It was quick scan
Yeah,
of
I've
the
got
boss from the
mural
way
written
out.
down.
It was definitely Temple to Efuel,
Yeah.
and one of the murals is of the campaign on the Emerald Plains.
Okay.
That's
Gosh, if only we had a recording of this.
yeah.
Do you remember?
So I know for a fact that I gave you this information. Who I gave it to is not in my brain.
It'll come to us next session.
Okay.
Was it the
We'll
pool?
suddenly remember.
We'll slowly
No,
remember.
it's nothing to do with the pools.
There was the pillars, there was the pools,
Yep.
there was the
Do
kind
you
of.
still have the image of the map? You usually take pictures of all of them. That might help jog your memory a bit.
There was a magic circle.
Yes.
There was this, and then there was this, and there was this here,
Crumbling
and then
ceiling.
there was all the crumple thingies, and Arva was here. Although we don't know it's Arva. There's two pillars here.
That's all I really have.
It's not.
There was like pills, the thing in the
Yeah,
middle. There's
group.
an orange thing there, whatever that is.
Sorry. Sorry.
How dare you? Yeah, this circle here. I don't remember what the orange thing is. Maybe the orange. Oh, there was a big ass fucking things
Is that the magic circle?
thing I made on the map. We just assumed that was for the ritual that was being cast, but maybe there was something more important about it.
One of you had a look.
I don't remember who it was. It'll come to us next session when we rewatch the video and go, yes, of course. How could we forget? So, but what I'm getting from what Alex is really, really heavily intonating is that the magic items were there in some capacity, and we just didn't.
We
perceive
missed them all.
Maybe they just got crumbled down into dust. Maybe that was the outline was used.
Was there a hole in the ground in the middle of the circle? Did they just start filling an underground vault with plates and magic shit? And,
No.
That's what I'd have done.
Alright.
Next time you
Just
can
dig a hole and
you
just
can
throw it.
criticize Arva for
I'm
it.
glad you're not doing the rituals then.
This is why he's not a spellcaster.
Ranger spells is just you tying knots and stuff and making it
You're just
It's
a
a
Boy
magic
Scout.
Boy Scout.
magic
Yeah.
Boy Scout.
Aww.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Cool, we sleep.
Not gonna tell us.
No.
All right.
Secrets.
I tell you this stuff for a reason. I expect you to
Yeah.
write it down.
It seems like Will took notes and he's just being penalised for not taking the right
I
words
know.
down.
Well, if you roll a check and I give you an answer, I kind of expect you to write that down.
Maybe we're just really enjoying being in the moment.
But
lovely.
Will did write down notes.
He didn't write the right notes down, did he?
I don't think you told us what you think you told us.
I think I did.
We're gonna
Because
go
I think
back.
the second I say it, you're going to be really annoyed and remember it.
I think it was going to be something really obscure.
Prove us wrong.
Bye.
Tell us now.
Yeah.
Do we get a long rest?
You do get along.
Wow.
One of you can roll me an intelligence check to see if you can get this.
I'm not intelligent.
It should not be me.
I have +2.
Okay, you're
It
the
should be you.
smartest out of all of us. So
Help action.
I had about
No.
three slots left. I should have checked. That's 30,
Nah, 13.
30 hit points of good berries.
Okay.
that I
Sorry?
got for today.
13
13.
total.
Wow.
What do your notes say, Isla, about the last session, as you were running out of there?
Pardon?
As you were running out of that ritual room, what do your notes say about that? The checks that happened and stuff?
I have what the mural was. That's literally the last thing I wrote. I've got...
Wow, it sounds like that was the only thing you told us.
Arva and Varro teleport away with the cup and take Clifford. The temple walls have murals. One of Emerald Grass's campaign, another of her stood holding her sword as people pray to her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Coltraston tried to help. I appreciate that. Thank you.
What does it go in?
They're like, they totally, absolutely remember everything that happened at the end of last session. They don't have a clue.
You're just going to sit and watch it back the next
It's true.
tonight or something
It's
like that.
gonna
Yeah.
happen regardless.
Okay, so what I did tell you was there was a series of melted lumps around the outskirts of the circle.
Oh, so what I said was kind of similar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I don't remember that. That's not reflecting of you. That just my memory is shit.
Okay.
Yeah. So the magic items had been utilized. So we were on the right tracks.
I know I gave out that information. I
Yeah.
don't believe we got any further than that before the ceiling started to collapse.
Yeah.
And you guys
Uh-huh.
chose what your last investigations were.
Right.
And you focused on the murals and things.
Well, that's perfectly fine because so that just affirms what we already suspected. that the magic items are down there, but they are not really in a usable condition anymore. Maybe we could go
Wanted.
and excavate at some point. Might be useful, but not
I
right
think
now.
they're probably drained.
I mean, yeah.
Okay,
But then the cup isn't drained after usage, so like...
cup's kind of special.
It was used as a tool though, not for its magical power to be a battery.
Yeah,
Mm.
they filled the
It's a
cup
bit
with
different.
magic.
I have
Right.
unattuned
We
from the
said-
eyes of the eagle in order to attune to the amulet of the devout.
We wake up.
Ooh.
How many attuned items do you have?
Good morning.
I was on 4, so I had to unattune from 1, and the eyes of the eagle
Morning.
were giving me the least. So
Okay.
that
I really, really enjoyed, by the way, you being like, I haven't slept in ages, and I was like, weirdly, like, we have slept very recently, but also
we slept
not.
quite. We
It's
had
been
a whole
about
long
8
rest,
hours
like-
Yeah.
between your long rests.
It's
there.
just because you weren't ever saying, like, I haven't slept for ages. You kept on being like, I haven't slept, for some time. Very,
We're
very
not going to specify what amount of time that is.
selective with
been
it,
awake
yeah.
for so long.
It's very funny.
Long rest.
You did it!
Boom.
We lived!
Everyone
Yay.
wakes up in the morning.
Good morning!
That was the most arduous trying to get a long rest I think I've ever had.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was stressful.
Well, I hope you had a fun experience doing that.
Happy 30th of July.
Oh,
Oh my god.
I don't get it.
I
That's for
don't.
the actual.
I don't-
30th of July.
I didn't make
I'm
up.
the only one keeping track.
Yeah, I didn't make up a calendar for this because I can't do that. So
the
we
year
just
is
used it all.
1398.
Hmm.
Did I make a comment about how we missed my birthday already?
Yeah, I
we
think
missed my
so.
birthday.
Okay.
I think we'll take a 5-minute break then.
Cool.
Very
Okay.
good.
Quick 5-minute comfort break and then pop back.
Excellent.
Awesome.
Cool.